Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're really going to break down the economics of a career in digital marketing. We're talking about everything from the huge investments people make to some of the really surprising ways you can come out on top.
So let me just start with a story that I think perfectly sums up what's happening right now. Picture this. There's a 23-year-old in Indore. He's managing Instagram campaigns for clients in the US, and he's pulling in 80,000 rupees a month. And his entire business setup? You guessed it, a laptop and a decent internet connection. That's it?
Now, let's flip that coin. On the other side, we've got a graduate from IIM Lucknow, one of the best business schools in the country. Sure, he earns a little more, about 1 lakh a month, but here's the thing. After he pays 30,000 in rent for his place in a big city, covers all his other costs, he's barely saving anything. And this is after sinking over 30 lakh rupees into his education. And look, this isn't just about a couple of individual stories. The entire industry is being shaken to its core. Salesforce, a giant company, just announced they're not hiring any marketing professionals this year because AI is doing the work. WPP, the biggest ad agency in the world, just laid off 40% of its creative team. And to top it all off, a McKinsey report is predicting that by the end of 2026, a mind-blowing 73% of all entry-level marketing jobs will just be gone. So what we have here is this absolutely wild paradox. We have a 60,000 crore digital marketing industry that's getting rid of old jobs left and right, but at the exact same time, companies are practically begging for people who have the right skills. So the big question is, how on earth do you navigate a landscape like this?
We've basically designed this whole explainer to be your map. We've just covered the new battlefield. Next up, we're going to look at the different career paths and what they cost, then the specializations that actually determine what you earn. We'll do the 10-year math, and finally, we'll ask the big one, is this career even for you?
All right, so when you're just starting out, you've really got 4 main paths you can take. And believe me, each one requires a very different investment of both your time and, of course, your money. Think of it like 4 forks in the road right at the beginning of your journey. You can go the DIY route, you can get a certification, you can do a whole BBA degree, or you can take what we're calling the MBA gamble. Okay, path number 1, do it yourself. This one is so fascinating because the cost, financially, is zero. Nothing. You can learn literally everything you need from free resources like Google's Digital Garage, HubSpot Academy, and, of course, endless hours on YouTube. The only thing you're investing here is your time, but, and this is a big but, it takes a ton of self-discipline to actually make it work.
Path 2 is getting a certification. Now, these courses can run you anywhere from 10,000 rupees to over 5 lakhs. But here's the kicker. Our data shows that more than half the people who finish these programs, 55%, don't end up landing the job they wanted. So why is that? Well, it's because just learning a skill is only half the battle. You still have to do the hustle, building a portfolio, sending out cold emails. That's the part that really makes the difference, and a lot of people just don't do it.
Then you've got the traditional route, the Bachelor's in Business Administration, the BBA. This is a huge investment. We're talking 3 years of your life, and an average cost of around 8 lakh rupees. And the shocking part? The typical starting salary you get after all that is just 3 to 5 lakhs a year. I mean, the return on investment there is, frankly, pretty terrible.
And finally, we get to the big one, the MBA gamble, an investment of 30 lakhs or even more. Now, let's be super clear about this. This path only pays off if you get into one of the absolute top tier colleges. Think the top 10 or 12 in the whole country. If you don't, you're spending a massive amount of money for a return that just doesn't add up.
Okay, so let's say you've picked a path and you're in the door. The next question is, what do you actually do? You can't just say you're in marketing anymore. It's way too broad. It's your specialization that really truly defines your career and how much you're going to earn.
This table really shows you the pecking order. Right at the top, you've got performance marketing. That's managing things like Google and Facebook ads. The starting salaries are high because their impact is so easy to measure in dollars and cents. Growth marketing is also up there, but it is incredibly intense. Now, as you move down the list to roles like content or traditional marketing, the work gets harder to directly measure, and you can see how the starting salaries reflect that.
So really, it all boils down to one golden rule. Can you prove the value of what you do with cold, hard numbers? Can you walk into a room and show that for every single rupee the company gave you to spend, you brought back 2 or 3 or even 10 rupees? If the answer is yes, you will always be rewarded. If it's no, well, you're always going to be lower on that food chain. It's that simple.
All right, this is the climax of our journey.
This is where we bring everything together. We're going to look at the investment paths, the specializations, and see what the real financial payoff is for each one. Over 10 years. This is the ultimate ROI calculation.
Okay, just look at this chart. This right here tells the most important story of this entire explainer. It's pretty amazing. Over 10 years, a graduate from a top-tier MBA program nets about 1.5 crore rupees after paying back their huge initial investment. But, and this is the incredible part, a disciplined, self-taught marketer can net around 1.2 crore with zero investment up front. And then you see the BBA path, netting a comparatively tiny 27 lakhs. And what this really uncovers is a pretty surprising truth about marketing education. The return on investment can actually be one of the worst of any field, unless you're at the absolute peak with a top MBA, or you're smart enough to just bypass the system altogether and teach yourself. That whole middle ground, it's basically a financial trap.
So we've talked a lot about the money, the paths, the crazy paradoxes, but let's get real for a second. Beyond all the numbers, what kind of person does it take to actually succeed on this journey? Who really thrives on this new marketing battlefield? From everything we can see, success in modern marketing really comes down to this unique mix of 3 core things. 1, you have to genuinely love data and be obsessed with results. 2, you still need creativity and empathy to connect with actual human beings. And 3, you have to have that inner drive to constantly be learning and mastering all the new digital and automation tools that are coming out. Because ultimately, in this new world, the degree on your wall is becoming less and less important. It doesn't matter so much if you went to a top college or if you didn't go to college at all. What matters, what really matters, is your skill, your drive, and your proven ability to get quantifiable results. It's just about being good at what you do. So, this explainer has given you the map. We've laid out the paths, the potential costs, and the incredible rewards. Now, the final question, well, that's for you to answer.